Today we're going to talk about the oxy-fuel torch setup. Basically the fitness for duty practical part of the test. We're going to describe the settings for the torch, how to turn on the cylinders, what pressures to set. The whole process involves actually making a cut as well. So we're going to set our pressures, make the cut, and then the process of purging the lines and finishing the step-by-step procedure in the fitness for duty oxy-fuel test. We want to start by inspecting the hoses, inspecting our fittings, making sure everything's tight. Somebody may have come and loosened something up. We want to make sure that the hoses are not damaged as well, so that when we do pressure up, we won't have a leak. Very dangerous, acetylene, very flammable. We don't want to have a leak in our acetylene hoses or fittings. We always want to stand away from the pressure coming out of the valve here. So opposite of the direction of the pressure, I would stand on this side. I would slowly open the valve. We're doing the oxygen right now. We're giving it about 2 turns. Notice our gauge here on the right tells us the contents of the cylinder. And our gauge on the left is going to tell us our working pressure. So here we're 0, but as we turn our knob in, this is the spring and the diaphragm inside the pressure regulator. Our pressures are going to slowly climb up. We're looking for at least 5 on, at least 30 on the oxygen. Same process for acetylene. Away from the pressure direction, we open our valve maybe half a turn only. The difference between oxygen and acetylene, 2 turns. Acetylene, half a turn. We pressure up. On this one we're going to give it 5. So now we have gases, oxygen, acetylene in our hose, all the way leading up to our cutting attachment. This is the cutting attachment we're going to be using. Since we're working with this cutting attachment, our oxygen here will be open and we'll control the oxygen mixture up here, acetylene valve here. Before we do anything, we need to make sure we're wearing our proper PPE. Starts with safety glasses for cutting, a long sleeve shirt, pants, and work boots, steel toe preferred. We want to be wearing our gauntlet style welding gloves. And we're ready to start. Part of the whole practical part of the test involves a cut. We're going to be cutting this 1/4x6 piece of strap all the way across. Once we finish the cut, we'll shut down the torch. We'll shut down our cylinders, bleed our lines, and that'll complete the process. All right, go ahead and energize it and make the cut. We want a neutral flame. Start with the acetylene, introduce our oxygen, and work towards a neutral flame. Check it, we're good. You always want to support. I'm right-handed, so I'm supporting my left hand on the metal or the table. I'm steady. Preheat for a couple seconds. And proceed to start your cut. Nice and steady. I don't know if you noticed, but I was holding my breath. That sometimes helps in being steady. Actually holding your breath as you're breathing tends to move the torch around. Small little tip. If you can, try to hold your breath throughout the whole cut. We'll do one more. Okay, we turn our torch off. Notice how I turned the acetylene off first and then the oxygen. In our trainings, I like to train the students to do it acetylene first because that removes the flame, but we can't forget to turn off the oxygen. We sometimes can have a pop where gas gets trapped back in there, but I'd rather train the students with removing the heat first and then finishing off with the oxygen. You can do it both ways, same result. Now that we've finished our cut and we've turned our valves off here, we still have our cylinders or valves open. What we're going to do is close our main valves. We're going to depressure the lines, the working pressure. You can just push the lever and you'll notice the needles going down. And then the last step we want to do is back off on the adjusting screw of the diaphragm on the pressure regulator. We'll do the same thing for the acetylene. Close the main valve. We'll open our acetylene valve. Notice the needles pressure down. Close this back up. Make sure you don't forget to close that back up. And then back off on the adjusting screw. So that in the whole process is the practical part of the fitness for duty test. As a review, I want you all to look at the video and go through all the steps that I just explained, and then answer the short questions that will be attached to the assignment.